Hello and welcome to my review of Black Phoenix Alchemy Labs Swank perfume. Don't get that word wrong. Okay, so this perfume came out in 2004. It's part of their Bewitching Brews section. It's probably the largest section, I think, of their website. There's a lot of perfumes on that one. And you know what, I actually can't remember buying it. That doesn't say much for me, does it? Because that just shows that you have a true perfume obsession when you can't even remember that you've bought a perfume. I do try to keep track, believe me. So I'll quickly show you the bottle because it's a general catalogue scent. It's not a limited edition, and their general catalogue ones all have, well, most of them, 99% of them have the same label. They're just very, it's kind of got a nice detailing around the edge. Just says Swank in the middle. And I'll tell you what their description of it is. It says here, simply cool, the essence of lounge, the scent of a crisp pomegranate martini, and that's all they say about it. So Swank, if English isn't your first language and you're wondering what that is, to me, in London anyway, swank or swanky is something very upmarkety, or something. You know, if you said, oh, we went to a really swanky restaurant, it would be something quite nice, quite posh, quite swanky. It's like a nice affair, basically. So yeah, they've themed it on a pomegranate martini, so it's themed about a drink. I've never actually drank a pomegranate martini. I've drank martini before, so if you can imagine, martini is quite a crisp drink, isn't it? It comes in the nice sexy glass. Cosmopolitan is actually my favourite drink in the world, just for the record, so I probably should try a pomegranate martini. I think I might like it. But yeah, I bought this because pomegranate, I'm not really familiar with it in perfumery. When I eat them, I like them, but I don't think they are a massive flavour. Obviously when they are extracted and put into a concentrated oil, they do smell of something, but pomegranate or pomegranate juice to me just kind of tastes fruity, and I hate to generalise, but it does. And when you taste pomegranates, to me it's literally just kind of sweet, like little pockets of juice that burst sugar into your mouth. So I don't know, but anyway, I wanted to try it because I was intrigued by pomegranate. So yeah, I've had it on this hand for a little while. I'm going to put a little bit on this side because this one kind of takes you on a roller coaster, not because it changes so drastically, but it changes so quickly. I've kind of just thought about, I've smelt it a couple of times, a couple of hours before I've done this review, and I've wrote down kind of words that came to my head so I can try and get across what it smells like. But when you first smell it, and this only lasts for about 3 or 4 minutes, honestly, it literally settles that quickly. It is very, very, it's pomegranate, obviously, whatever pomegranate may be in a perfume. It's very, very effervescent, and I use that word a lot because I really like it. I think it does describe perfume in a good way. Sometimes things can smell fizzy, and this has that. It's got a very big effervescentness to it. It's really sharp. It's very tart. Pomegranates are quite sweet, I think, and this, in the opening, isn't sweet at all. It is more zingy, I would say, than sweet. I almost get a kind of piney vibe from it, which is really weird, and I never like to say down comments about Black Phoenix perfumes, but you know, I need to try and be fair. Obviously I sing, if there's a perfume that I love, I will sing its praises, but this one I get a distinct kind of candle vibe from it, or, I hate to say it, but slightly like air freshener. It just smells kind of like a Yankee candle to me, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, because you know, if you want to smell like that, that's fine. I bought it. I've not actually worn it many times. Mine's full. I don't know if you can see it. It's up to there, so it is quite full. But yeah, it starts out really fresh, tart, and really bright. I'm not sure of the ingredients. Obviously, you know, it just tells you it's a pomegranate martini, so they might have added stuff in there that they're not telling you about, but that's what I get from it straight away. That's the kind of scary part of it. I think if you first smelt it and you washed it straight off, you would probably be put off. Well, I kind of, I think that because it has a very unusual soapy kind of pine pomegranate feel. But literally within about 4 or 5 minutes it does settle down quite a lot. I've got it here that it's kind of settled a lot here on this part of my skin, and all of the effervescentness is gone. You've lost all of that zing, freshness, and it's smoothed out a lot more. It still smells very fruity, pomegranate-y, if that's even a word, pomegranate-y, but you know what I mean. And it is ever so slightly sweeter. It's not smooth though, it's not a smooth perfume, but it has smoothed out from what it was when you first apply it to your skin. It's very massive when you first put it on, so I would probably leave it for a little while before you leave the house, because you might be walking around like a Yankee Candle. Yeah, it's a little bit soapy, so it has a kind of clean vibe to it, but it's mainly, I don't know, it's mainly just pomegranate, and it smells slightly, I would say, floral, but I couldn't tell you what the flowers are in it at all. And it actually smells better in the air rather than going like that all the time, because that's not really a true reflection of what a perfume smells like. It needs to permeate the air, and when this is in the air, because I've been wafting it around myself, the air kind of seems to tame it a bit, so it is a bit more wearable, I guess, or a bit more pleasant, or a bit more tame. So yeah, that's it really. It's a quite short review because I wouldn't say it's the most complex of scents. It's not one that I've given a lot of attention to, but I have today, obviously, because I'm reviewing it, so I've been looking at it and smelling it and trying to dissect it. I would say the opening is really complex, but the dry down is a lot more simple. It's a lot more smooth, slightly sweeter, pomegranate. And that is basically it. That's all I can say about it. That's my review of Black Phoenix Alchemy Labs Swank. Thanks for watching. Goodbye bye.